Hi, it's Deb, and I feel very compelled to share this piece that I just made for a dear, dear friend because it brings together two things that I am so passionate about. One is making empowering jewelry for men and women, actually. I'm really making some just stuff that I'm so excited about these days for men. And also really supporting men and women in recovering from addictions, addictive behaviors, distraction patterns, sabotaging behaviors that are really getting in the way of everything that they're meant to be and do in the world. And so this piece came through, and I absolutely love this combination of gemstones. It is such a powerful, powerful combination. So I want to share with you a little bit about it because it this truly is a talisman of healing and empowerment. So this bottom stone right here is a gorgeous piece of amethyst. And amethyst, of course, it's connected to your crown chakra. It is like the spirituality stone, and it really supports you in, gosh, in finding peace from emotions like irritability. Kind of relieves those negative emotions, but it also just connects you to your divine intuition and your spiritual connection. It's wonderful for meditation, connects you to your psychic abilities. And for those of us who struggle particularly with alcohol, but also with any type of addictive behavior or distraction pattern, amethyst is the stone that really, really supports with that, and it connects us back to source. It connects us back to our divine truth. It also really supports, who we're being in a selfless way instead of like a self-centered kind of a way. And then this next piece is Moonstone, and it's such a sweet, soft little color right here, but Moonstone is very representative of that inward journey of going inside and retrieving what has felt lost. And it's also Rainbow Moonstone is very connected to the goddess energy, to the divine feminine, to the moon energy. And so I love putting Moonstone in this combination because I feel like even in my own journey, when I've gone to do the inner work, sometimes I can be very critical and negative, and this stone is just reminding me to be gentle with myself as I go within. And it's really through that love and gentleness and willingness to be honest that I'm going to actually see what I need to see and heal what needs to be healed. And then there is this piece of, oh gosh, here, this piece of iolite. Now, I haven't worked with iolite a lot, and when I found it the other day, I found a strand the other day, it just was really, really calling to me. And when I looked up the qualities and the properties of iolite, I was like, okay, I understand. So very connected to your third eye. It's this beautiful kind of like purple bluish color. And iolite is also very supportive for helping us get to the root of what's underneath the addictive behavior or distraction pattern that's really getting in the way for us. It's also supportive in helping to create healthier relationships and helping us to take personal responsibility. And that's something that I really love to talk with folks a lot about taking personal responsibility in our recovery. It's really interesting because I work a lot in a 12-step capacity, and with folks who have addictions, and part of what we do is we really look at our powerlessness. And people who aren't involved in that world, who are like a lot of my friends, and we're in the kind of like the spiritual community or this new age community where it's all about changing your thoughts to change your reality. I hear so much negative input about the idea of admitting powerlessness, because it sort of works at cross purposes with everything that we talk about or that we're told, as it relates to being the master of our own reality and being the creator of that and being able to change our world just by changing our thoughts. And it's almost like, because I've studied this so much, I can see both arguments, and it's there's a lot of like misunderstanding and semantics in the conversation. So one thing I really want to emphasize is that admitting one's powerlessness is actually the pathway to accessing unlimited power and really reuniting with the the divine truth that is deep down within, aligning with that, getting out of the way, getting the small s self out of the way, so that we can really, really come into that higher self awareness, or that God consciousness, or that source consciousness that is our truth. So it's like this divine paradox, and it's a beautiful journey. But as part of that, I also like to emphasize that admitting powerlessness doesn't mean that I sit on my butt and I don't do anything. It's very, recovery and healing is an active process. It's a process of me taking responsibility and being willing to get honest, being willing to do the deep work. And so personal responsibility is a huge, huge part, in my own journey at least, of really coming to a new place of transformation and spiritual awakening. So I love this piece. I love this combination of stones, and I rarely work with with sterling silver, so it was actually really refreshing when this particular friend of mine requested silver, because silver brings with it a whole other energy and a gentleness and a luminescence that is just different. So I wanted to share. I hope that you enjoyed. I'm really, really grateful that you spend these few moments with me, and that you just take out these few moments for you, and wherever you are in the journey, maybe you identify with the topic of addiction, or maybe not. Maybe you identify with just having sabotaging behaviors or distraction patterns that are getting in the way for you. But if I can offer any blessing or invitation, it's to, first of all, be gentle with yourself, because the inner critic, at least for me, is keeping me at cross purposes with my own healing and my own discovering of my truth. And also being willing to get a little bit uncomfortable, being willing to get a little bit honest, being willing to set aside everything that you think and really opening up for a new experience of what's possible. So, sending you lots and lots of love today, and I'll speak with you next time.